8:15 a.m., but particularly everyone from the word go. When I mentioned it very much to Dean Niall Sloan here in the cathedral about the facilities of the cathedral and Limerick City Parish being available to celebrate the history, times and people of the river, keeping in mind the varying clubs and organisations like the Art Lunkard, and of course all the organisations connected with the incredible waterway and waterways that's surrounding us with the inland lakes, and of course the sea. He so generously and kindly offered the facilities to tie in very much with the civic authorities and the council, etc., and of course Riverfest and the company Groovy Yard indeed that managed that, and we're so delighted to do that. We got in touch very much with Mark O'Connor, of course, for his expertise and professional expertise with the concert on Friday the 3rd, but particularly everyone at that stage. We were so conscious of Amy Mulcahy, her family and fund, and of course particularly her being a member of the Art Lunkard club, and I was delighted to make contact with Mikey Riley there at that particular time. But as a way of just asking Dean Sloan particularly just to make a comment about the event, but also to the facilities of the cathedral, we would appreciate it very, very much.
Delighted to be able to host this. Personally, as someone who grew up at the Rising, where the Erne rises, and out to be at the mouth of the Shannon, connecting the two rivers and water is very much close to one of my passions. So to be able to host something like this is wonderful. It links in with what's going on in the city as a whole. It's what the cathedral is all about, opening the doors to any civic events, cultural events, be able to invite in all our partners in the city, whatever aspect they're involved in. Riverfest is a huge event for Limerick, and as in St Mary's we're only too delighted to host this. And what's wonderful about the concert itself is that it's not only promoting local artists, but it has a lovely practical function as well, supporting Amy and her family, and that it reminds us as well of from internally as well what St Mary's is all about, is reaching out and welcoming in. So we're delighted to host and look forward to the Riverfest weekend.
And may I invite, please, to come
just
forward.
Being a small club in the community, we appreciate so much being invited, especially on the Riverfest weekend, and to be able to come to the cathedral that is so special in the area, and to be part of that, and especially because of the river and the tragic incident we had, and to be able to come together and appreciate and help in everything that you're doing, and being part of that is so special. Thank you.
May I also just pay tribute to those involved, but particularly to my colleague Paul. This was his brainchild, so I just want to place on record my thanks to him. I know water is a big passion of his, so in boating and that, so it's wonderful to see that a hobby can actually take a different route as well, and that. So thank you very much, Paul.
And Niall, thank you very, very much. And everybody, I suppose, it can't happen without the pivotal work of Mark O'Connor. And Mark, if I may hand you over, because on the night you will be the MC, but also you have been putting such energy into the concert to focus upon it.
Cool. Niall, the thing you just mentioned about the urn is quite symbolic of the kind of journey that this event has been, because does the urn rise in what county? Cavan. Cool. That's where
God's own county.
The Shannon rises or shows up in Cavan, but there's a bit of it in Murnane, I understand, as well. So I'm looking at the route of all these water molecules through the island of Ireland, and it flows through the 4 provinces. This place, St Mary's Cathedral, has been here for over 850 years. So much history here, so much stuff to draw inspiration from. But this journey, Paul connecting with me after Piano for Dolores, there was a sort of a synergy there, and as soon as he mentioned things around the river and all creeds and none, I was, I'm in. And I know that all musicians would partake as well. But the fact that then we both had the idea around connecting with at Lunkard, it sort of consolidates the whole idea around the river, the yin and the yang, as I'm calling it, the beauty of it, but the respect of the power of the water, and kind of helping in some hopefully practical, and also a kind of a lifting the spirits hopefully on the night for the club, because having sat around the table with you, I can sense the sadness of the event and stuff. And then I'm learning about my grandfather and his 6 O'Connor brothers who grew up on Outlunkard Street and were very connected with Outlunkard Rowing Club, and my lifetime didn't overlap with his at all. So that's gorgeous to learn about as well, and Karen sent me a photo and stuff. But we are supported on the night by the Irish World Academy and some of the best local artists in town as well, all putting out new music. So here we go. Let's enjoy the show.
And incidentally, everybody, we also have on Sunday, the 5th of May at 11:15 a.m. A service, an ecumenical service, open indeed to all traditions and all people, whereby we have invited to come along to celebrate the life, history and times of the river, the waterways, the inland waterways, the seas, but particularly the people of the past, the present and the future. A service to acknowledge that. I think there are about 35 organisations that we can think of that have been personally contacted that we would hope to come along. We will be joined on the morning very much by the commander and crew of a naval vessel which will be, of course, here in Limerick during Riverfest, plus, of course, the colour parties from Sarsfield Barracks and the UN Veterans, where the monument is here to the UN Vets, and particularly all the various organisations. We hope that they will come along to remember, to pray and to give thanks and to focus upon, I suppose, an extraordinary resource that we have. And I know Dean Niall Sloan, with the support of many clergy from other denominations and people, will be here with us. That'll be truly ecumenical and open to all. So that's something we do hope that people will come along to as well. I want to acknowledge very much all the media and personnel, the council. I'm thinking the chamber, Limerick Chamber. I'm thinking very much of Groovy Yard and those involved in the Riverfest programme. It is great collaborative effort. But most importantly, everybody, I do hope that on the Friday evening, the 3rd, that we fill the cathedral and that we can be of support to Outlunkard, but most importantly to Amy Mulcahy and her family. That, I think, is the most important thing for us. Thank you.